All right. Uh, so we just want to have a little talk today, early this morning, and I am just so concerned. All right. I am just so concerned when I hear people say that. First of all, my name is William. I am Will, because Will I am. Uh, I want to do a proper greeting to everybody, but I have something I wanted to talk about, and I wanted to, like, I guess, get it off my mind, but at the same time, sharing it. So, I want to talk about when people say, uh, my third eye is open. All right. Are you serious? Are you kidding me? All these people are starting to say that their third eye is open. I beg to differ. Not putting nobody down, but you know, I don't think your third eye is open. I think you have some type of spiritual experience, but I don't think your third eye is actually open. I don't think your pineal gland is vibrating at the frequency in which it was designed to vibrate. That requires for you to be awake, awoke, experiencing everything you're supposed to experience. Because when you say your third eye is open, there are certain things that you cannot ignore that takes place. It unlocks uh, it unlocks other dimensions. It unlocks different aspects and places of your mind. Your third eye is like a big piece of something to talk about. That if your third eye is open, you will know. Now you can cleanse yourself. You can put yourself in a position to where um, you have gifts that you might have that are in operation, and you also could be close enough to someone else to actually vibe off of their vibration and experience something. But I don't think you guys are like third eye open as much as you guys say you are. And I'm not one to try to like bust your bubble, or I'm not one to like try to like put negativity on your thoughts and your dreams and what you can do and what you can't do. I'm just being trying to be realistic with you right now. And that realistic is just basically, letting you know that there are certain things that has to happen in your life when your third eye is open, when your pineal gland is actually operable. In other words, it's operating. Okay. Do you realize that if your pineal gland is actually open and vibrating, do you not know that your whole world, your whole light, everything comes on? We're not talking about a certain type of feeling, but everything comes on, everything's alive and woke. Your thoughts become to be the master of the universe. Whereas you was in a position where you had to write stuff down for stuff to happen, and you had to physically go out and you have to physically do things to bring about your plans and your goals to achieve. That is the stairway. Now there's another part of this, it's called the elevator. Do you take the elevator? The elevator is going to take you up real quick and, you know, give you first class and all that other stuff. So maybe even some elevator music on. But the stairs is, you know, the rough way. It's what you climb. And so, so you're going to have your physical manifestation of yourself, which means that's going to be, you know, you got to physically go and do something to make a difference, to make something happen, to make a change. Okay. And then you have your spiritual awakenings, you know, where, you know, it seems like you have these gifts that you can understand things, you can feel things better, and you're more sensitive with that, and you could pick up on other people's thoughts sometimes, and you know, you can do all this stuff, you know. But your third eye is going to be like, you know, you're going to see things that's not really there. Now, I'm not talking about the nut house or the you know, the crazy house type of stuff like that, but you know, you're going to see things with your naked eye that's not even of this dimension, and sometimes it's only a flip glimpse of something, and then you really second guess yourself. Did I see something? I thought I saw something. You know what I mean? So you know, you're using a larger portion of your brain when your third eye is open. Okay, you don't make these little rinky-dinky choices and decisions in your everyday life, you know, you got to be real careful if you want your pineal gland to be active, and because that's going to bring out a whole set of laws, rules. It's going to bring about a whole different awareness for you that you might not used to be thinking and have the thought process to go with it. You know, when you can unlock a door with your mind, not using your hands or any physical elements that are around you, you know, your third eye is open. When you can see special creatures that are around and walking and interacting, doing, okay, and you know they're not of this dimension, then you know that your third eye is open. Okay, when you think of the police and the police come flying around the corner, then you know your third eye is open. You know what I'm saying? Fully, because your third eye open means that it opens up your whole world. All your chakras will start operating at the same time, and you'll bring about that spiritual body that actually, you know, puts you in a position where you have no choice but to create. You have no choice but to make things happen that people normally don't happen. And then you also got to understand that you will also have groups of people, whether they're secret societies, whether there's people that you didn't even know existed, whether they're, you know, these other beings that are responsible for letting it be known that your third eye is woke, your third eye is open, and your pineal gland is vibrating. You have to watch out for them. You have to understand that when you take this road, you're taking a road where you're not on the same wavelength as the people around you, even the police, even your politicians. Okay, you're going to make people nervous. You're going to make people afraid, because with your pineal gland activated, okay, and you're vibrating at a certain frequency, just your thoughts alone will cause a shake up in this whole dimension at which we live. And of course, you know, we're somewhere in between the third and the sixth dimension. We could go up to nine, but that's a little complex. But you know, to be in the sixth dimension will be a very excellent dimension for a human being to be in. Three is like you're on the borderline of being in the vibrating at a very low frequency, and that's down to the point to where you're interacting with you're on the same level as the animals. Okay, where you're on the same plane as the animals, and then you down on like the first dimension. That's like pretty like, I mean, real bad. And that's where you'll find a lot of the bestialistic nature type of human beings. That you'll find them there. You know, you'll find them doing things that they don't. You know, they have no control over, that they can't stop. Maybe even eating people and doing all sorts of things and stuff like that. You know, thinking that they're beasts, thinking that they're one with the beast, thinking that they have a beast spirit and all that other stuff. And you know, that's all coming from the lower levels of the dimensional levels, you know, and then vibrating at certain frequencies. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be like really careful when you say your third eye is open and your third eye is not open, because like right now, if your third eye was open, you would already know what I was gonna say before I even say it. You'd be sitting there watching me and listening to me, and you already know what I'm gonna say. You know, you'll be able to talk to me right now without even typing nothing on the screen. With your third eye is an access, you know, an access point for different dimensions, and it also allows you to vibrate at certain frequencies. You know, when you vibrate at certain frequencies, you can actually change your form. Not the changing your form of the first dimension, but we're talking about of the spirit. So some people can allow their third eye or their awakening to operate on the first dimension, which means that their mind has not been structured and made ready to handle what they are actually experiencing and going through. So they actually operate on a first dimensional basis. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about when you're operating, you know, when your frequency is high. You know what I mean? Um, you know, you can actually like just the particles that hold you together in this atmosphere could actually start to rearrange, and it could actually start to make you look a certain way or a different way. And you know, some Christ consciousness people have experienced where they have experience where uh, they people don't recognize them when they first talk to them, when they first interact with them. People don't recognize them, and then some people can have a light around them, and that light can shine so brightly that people can't make out who they are, because they have a different set of eyes that they're looking out of. So most people, like a lot of people that are like police officers. Well, we won't say the police officers now, but a lot of the law enforcements early on in the in the like in the 50s, 60s, 70s, and the 80s, and for the most part of the 90s, they didn't know who you were if you had a beard. If you had a beard and you had a lot of hair, they wouldn't know who you were, because with your third eye open and vibrating at a higher frequency, you actually the hair that's on your face and the hair that's on your head, okay, begins to act like a glowing light, because you have that electrical impulse that shoots throughout your body and it radiates throughout your world, and then you link that up with electromagnetical wave impulses, okay, and it creates it creates it creates a a type of being that you are, to where you can't be identified by the naked eye. And this is why they always like for you to shave your beard off your face, and women like to see the men with their beards off their face, and they don't like to see all of the long hair or the bushy hair or the thick hair, because it actually they actually see the man in his glory, in the order of the creator that created him. And so they know that they can't interact with that person that has that third eye open and vibrating at that frequency. So I'm sitting here just talking off the top of my head right now, and I'm trying to give you guys a picture that, no, your third eye is not open, like not as you think it's open. It's either open or it's closed, either calcified or decalcified. You got to understand that when they built the pyramids with their minds. It's not so much the tools, so much as with their minds. And so you gotta be careful, man, because you say your third eye is open, and you open. What you're doing is you're allowing yourself to have that inner feeling, that inner moment that you have with yourself. You're allowing yourself to be opened, and then you start to receive. You say, "Oh, my third eye is open. My third eye is open." Then you start receiving and transmitting on a different scale than what you normally do. And then because you're reciprocating, okay, you're on a higher scale with your vibrations. You're actually opening yourself up to all the big universal laws, communicating with universal laws. And that's what what I'm saying. You got to be careful. You got to watch out what you're saying, because you know, you find yourself interacting and vibing with creatures and beings and thought processes that you like really are not ready for. So everybody talking about their third eye is open. Third eye is open is going to give you access to your Akashic records. Some of y'all don't want to know what's in your Akashic records. You ain't ready for the truth of what's in your Akashic records. See, some of y'all have even escaped judgment because of your conscious state of mind has changed or were altered away from your third eye existence, away from your Akashic records. And then you decide that you want to access your Akashic records, okay? And then you're going to get the biggest spook of your life. You're going to get the biggest truth of your life. Well, damn, I was one of the fallen angels that I'm actually being held inside of the body as a prison. You could be one of the people that if you access your Akashic records, you could be one of the people that you open your eyes and find out that everyone and everything around you is your enemy. They out to get you. But they wasn't able to get you because you was vibrating on a different frequency. You didn't know. So your mind was not in in a state of mind that it communicated with their mind to say, yes, you are the one we're looking for, or no, you're not the one we're looking for. So you guys got to be careful about, talking about your third eye is open and your Akashic records and you're trying to reach Christ consciousness, okay? You, 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 you just got to be careful. Just got to be careful. There's a lot to this. There's a lot to this. There's a lot to this. And you got beings and creatures are still coming to this planet. They haven't even gotten here yet. And you got to figure out where you want to be and what you want to do. Because with that Christ consciousness, with that third eye, with that pineal gland, with those spiritual gifts operating, with your chakras open and operating clearly, that's going to put you in whole nother realm, a whole nother predicament, a whole nother situation. And most people that has eaten a lot of flesh and has not stopped eating flesh, you're going to vibrate on that frequency. So when somebody's come, they know not to judge. But at the same time, if you get too close to them or you try to look at them, see them, and they look at you and they see a beast, okay, they're going to flip out. You know what I mean? So you're sitting there eating pork and you're actually, some people talk about the avatars and some people talk about, there's another body that you got and everything like that, and when you sit and you eat animals all your life, okay, that's the nature that you've taken on. When you eat that flesh, it alters your DNA. It alters you, the psychosomatic you, the mental you. It alters. So when somebody of importance that's coming looks at you, and you may have seen that individual before, and you don't even remember that individual, but upon looking upon that individual, you're gonna be like, oh, hey man, how you doing? Or hey God, or whatever you want to say, how you doing? And they're gonna look at you like they don't know you. And they might even slay you right there on the spot because they're not looking at who they think they're looking at. They're looking at what you have present yourself, what you've been doing. You've been eating flesh all your life, and you have not ceased, you have not stopped to give your DNA, your genes, a chance to rejuvenate itself, to mend, to heal. So you're running around like basically a half beast. You don't see it in your physical being, but in your spiritual, you got 3 types of bodies: your etheric body and astral body and your physical body. Someone comes and they look at your other body and they see something there that shouldn't be. You're going to be asked that question again by the Most High. Where are you? Where art thou? Because you changed the state of your creation in which the Creator made you. So it's not that the Most High was running around the jungle or nature or country. It's not that. Just got to be careful. You know, look at you and don't see the man person or the woman person, because you've altered your DNA, you've altered your genes, you damaged your genes. So the one has the eye to see is going to see, like, what in the world is going on here? So this is what I'm sharing with you. You know, you talk about your third eye is open and you want to reach Christ consciousness, okay? You better know what you're doing. You better know what you're involved in. You have creatures walking up to you, trying to talk to you in a different way, in a different language. Not like a different language as far as like the dialects, but I'm talking about the language, different language, like somebody walk up to you and talking plainly in English and saying having the same conversation that you have with a lot of other people, but when you talk to them, it's going to be meaning something different. And then you're not going to be able to catch that. You're not going to be able to be on that level. And then you're going to have like the private conversations, the conversations that don't always come out and say that it's a certain way, this is this and this is that. And it actually means a different meaning. It means something different. You know? So, I just want to be I guess, an awakener right now for a lot of you guys to talk about your third eye is open. I don't think your third eye is open. I think you're cleaning yourself up, and I think you're getting a spiritual experience. And because you're not used to that spiritual experience, you're not going to know how to regulate, how to view what you're feeling, what you're going through. So, the one thing about a third eye activation, the third eye is not a minute thing. It's not a minute situation. It's not going to deal with just women with women. It's not going to deal with just men with men. It's going to be on a universal scale, on a universal thing. When you talk about your third eye is open, your third eye is not open. The majority of you guys that say that your third eye is open, your third eye is actually not open. That universal scale. Are you guys ready for that universal scale? Are you ready? You say, my third eye is open. I'm, reaching Christ consciousness. Are you ready? Are you really, really ready for what you're talking about, what you're saying? You're not there yet. You haven't done it yet. But you think you have. Are you ready to use 100% of your brain? Man, if all of you guys, if everybody on YouTube that I heard to say that your third eye is open, just put you guys that's saying that your third eye is open, it should be a turned upside down planet right now. Just put the few people on YouTube. That's just how much power a third eye is. Your pineal gland is. So I think that you're having an experience. Now, I'm not going to sit here and try to like guide you and saying, well, this is not what you're feeling and this is what you're feeling. And I'm not going to do that. But I'm saying to you is like right now, you know, I don't think your third eye is open. No, I don't think your third eye is open. Don't get your third eye mixed up with astral projection. Don't do it. So, I think this is probably running about 32 minutes. I don't want to do it too long, and I don't want to give up too much information, because that's like I told you guys before. The information that you share with people, you're responsible for that person that you share that information with, that knowledge with. And if you're on YouTube and you have like 17,000 subscribers and people viewing your stuff, you're responsible for all those people. You're responsible for the information that they gain, that they get based upon what you're saying to them, what you're communicating with them. You're responsible. And this is why you got to be careful who you so-called trying to wake up, who you so-called trying to get together. You know what I'm saying? It's just stuff to think about. It is. It is very important issues that you want to like, you know, I wonder if my third eye is open, if my third eye is not open. That makes you wonder. Because even if you look in the Bible gives certain, like most instances where everybody had a spiritual gift. And in that spiritual gift, you went out doing this and you went out doing that, okay? Now, you can have a spiritual gift and your pineal gland is not active. Your third eye is not active. It's still asleep. But yet here you got some spiritual gifts. Don't get that confused. Don't get your spiritual gifts confused with what your pineal gland is. And you got to be careful because, you know, if you ever get your pineal gland open and operating, you're going to be a target. You're going to be a mark for somebody, because that's a person with a lot of power, a lot of resources, a lot of potential resources. So I'm not trying to scare you, and I'm not trying to spook you. I'm just trying to give you some facts and information. You know, it might even make my day go better knowing that there are other thought processes out there that, you know, I'm connecting with this information. And it may cause me to have a better encounter with other people, because if I start this wave, if I start this wave of positivity, guaranteed that wave of positivity gonna get back to me. That's called universal law. It's called reciprocating. And if I decide I want to start something negative, a negative situation, guaranteed it's gonna come back to me one day. And I'm gonna experience that. So you think that you're using your mind all the way, 100%. Your pineal gland is activated. You're trying to reach Christ. Excuse me. You're trying to reach Christ consciousness, and oh, shoot. So yeah, I'm about to conclude this video. Go take me a nap before I have to go and pack up some more stuff. But everybody talk about their pineal gland. Your pineal gland is not open. if you find yourself being secluded inside of this one little body, the venomous, the brotherhood or sisterhood, whichever you want to call it, if you find yourself only wanting to help certain people or interact with certain people, chances are your third eye is not open as much as you think that it's open. Okay, your pineal gland is not there. All right. So if you find yourself operating outside or under or without universal principles, okay, universal laws, then most likely what you're experiencing is not your third eye opening. You're experiencing something different. So I'm just trying to wake you guys up a little bit. You guys understand that, and then when your third eye, if you ever get your third eye uncalcified and then activated and vibrating and then practice vibrating at certain frequencies, you're going to run into me. You're going to run into me. You're going to run into a whole lot of other people. And you got to be ready. You got to be ready for that encounter with those other people, those other spirits, those other souls. Yeah, so I think that might be my video. So we're positive, we're happy, and we're proceeding forward, and and making some things happen, and bring some things into view, but just remember, your third eye is not open, your pineal gland is not activated, you don't see you. I don't want to like contradict myself. I don't want to say it the way that it doesn't contradict. Okay, so it's like your third eye is open. Your third eye is open. Your third eye is open. If your pineal gland is activated, okay. So let's see here. Let's see some signs that your pineal gland is activated is sometimes you get pains in your body. Okay, sometimes you get a headache for no apparent reason. You have to do your meditations. When you meditate, you have to do a more conscious meditating. Yeah, and I mean, like, when you go into meditation, you have to have a starting point. And when you come out of meditation, you have to have an ending point. And inside that ending point, you're going to close some doors. So when you first start your meditation, you're going to open up some doors. But you got to remember that when you get done meditating with your third eye or your pineal gland, you're going to have to consciously shut doors. You have to constantly put things in order in your mind. And you're going to have to believe in that and have faith in that, what you thought and what you're thinking about. Because that's going to set the tone for how you interact with other people that might have their third eye open or their pineal gland, or some call it the helmet of salvation. But and then you're going to have a universal thought process, man. Really, you're going to have there can't be no sin. You're taught in your religion, you're taught that, sin, you got sin. In universal law, you can't see yourself as having any sin. And that doesn't mean I'm trying to go against anybody's faith or with anybody's teachings. That's just how it is. You can't go out in nature and expect to communicate with the animals. The animals might even run from you when your third eye get open, your pineal gland get active. The animals might run from you because they might be looking at you. You don't look like their master. You look like something different, but you don't look like their master, the one that they're supposed to talk to and interact with. You don't look like that. So there's a whole lot, man. You just gotta like have some things going on that's gonna help you understand and see what you need to do, what you need to have done when you get to certain stages. When you get to this door and you get to that door, you need to have certain stages that's open, that's there, that you know how to interact with. Because you always know when the police or anybody, when they shoot you between your eyes, they're trying to kill you. They're trying to permanently do away with you. So I think they have a rule now that says that really that you have to give 2 shots to the chest before you can shoot in the head. And that's not really too much of the laws with the police. That's not like the laws with the politicians downtown. That's on a whole different scale of laws that, and then, and really, righteously, you're supposed to, if you kill a man, you're supposed to look that man in his eye before you kill him. It's a lot of like different types of rules and different types of laws that you got to cross-reference, you got to interact with. And you got to be ready for that. And you can't be stagnated. You can't be half in and half out. You can't be unstable in your thought processes. You can't be unstable with your information, because that's full-fledged scale right there. So y'all saying that your pineal gland open, y'all trying to reach Christ consciousness, y'all better be careful. Be real careful. Be real careful. Because you're tri-dimensional. You're multi-dimensional. In one sense, you are tri-dimensional. In another sense, you are multi-dimensional. So, oh, shoot. So this is I'm about to go ahead and conclude this video that I'm doing right now, this live feed, and I'm just gonna like come all the way back around to I'm just gonna come all the way back around, and I'm gonna conclude it with this. If you don't have your mind right when you do reach different states, you're going to find yourself the laughing stock. You're going to find yourself the oddball, the weirdo. So you have to put your work in. You just can't just like open up you just can't just like go over with this guy or that girl and just like ride off of them. You got to be careful. It's a lot of stuff. But anyways, let me go ahead and end this video, this live feed, okay? And the information I shared with y'all, hope y'all take it and use it for something, because some of you guys don't have a righteous definition of what the pineal gland is, or the third eye is, and operation of thereof, and all that it affects. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this, and everybody, y'all have a good one. And I'll let y'all put the ending to that. Y'all have a good one. I'm out. Peace.